There is currently a lot of games which represent the bullet hell genre, and they fall into two categories. The first one is games that are a Vampire Survivors clone with a slightly different theme and adjusted mechanics, but generally another one of those games where a character slowly walks around a big map and picks up weapons and abilities, while defending from incoming hordes of enemies. The other is a fresh take on having a bullet hell game that's not just a rebranded Vampire Survivors, but a game that's something new, yet follows that go through thousands of enemies and level up flavor. Don't Die Collect Loot is one of the latter, meaning that it gives us a fresh mechanic packed with the classic bullet hell fun. It brings the classic river raid to mind, as your character needs to pace toward the end of the level from bottom to top, yet it's not a plane but a hero out of a classic RPG fantasy setting, either a warrior or a beast tamer or an arcanist. You get to move around the map as you're pulled up to evade the enemies and to aim your weapons and spells in the right direction. This refreshing change to the usually slow-paced game style in other bullet hell games starts off fast and becomes faster and faster as the levels progress. The hero starts off weak, clunky and slow, but levels up and picks up new skills after progressing through the runs. You also pick up loot, unlock new levels and difficulties. A typical run takes a few minutes and can be extended by another and another for as long as you want to prolong the first run or run out of revives. During that run you level up and choose power-ups which revolve around your skill upgrades. Long story short, you choose one of the classes and level them up. As you level up, it gets easier to take out the enemy. As it's easier to take out the enemy, the farther you can go and obtain better loot. With better loot and leveled up characters, you can attempt higher difficulties and obtain even better gear. Sounds quite simple, and despite looking basic on your first runs, or even underwhelming, the magic starts after a few runs. That's where you level up the skills and start spewing damage left and right with upgraded attacks as well as unlocked ultimates. You go for builds, pick the power-ups that allow you to increase attack range or perhaps crit chance or HP and resistant boosts, just to be extra tanky in later levels. The potential is already quite massive even in early access, and once you pick the setup you enjoy for the character you're playing with, there is so much stuff you can do to improve it further and further. The whole level up and progress with each run aspect has been done amazingly well there, yet even at the current state of early access it feels like it lacks a bit of extra lore and story behind the mechanics. Currently the theme is a homage to the classic pixel art fantasy RPGs with the focus on the arcade model and fast-paced action which can be adjusted by the player before starting a run. Set the enemy level boosts and stage speed accordingly as you start the run, and if you can't handle it, it means that your character's skills and gear aren't enough to handle it. While there are plans on adding more classes and biomes on the roadmap, currently there are 3 classes to choose from. The first one is the Warrior, the easiest and most straightforward when it comes for playing the game. You can pretty much hold down both the mouse buttons and auto-fire as you focus on finding a path between the enemies. Your unique skill is a buff you can improve in the direction you prefer, which gives the character a temporary boost. A more interesting character is the Beastmaster, whose uniqueness comes from converting fallen enemies to your cause, meaning that they become your minions. You can level up the number of max minions, their damage and percentage chance of converting to your side, or focus more on the damage dealing aspect. The third class you can choose is the Arcanist, which relies on spell slinging, adding some ranged missiles to your repertoire as well as summoning an ally for support. Each class differs from the others when it comes for skills you can choose from and level up, but the idea stays the same, which is get gear to complement your build and level up the skills you fancy most, then unleash havoc. Do I recommend Don't Die Collect Loot as a fan of Vampire Survivors? I guess that depends on what aspect of the bullet hell games you enjoy. If it's customizing your arsenal with the aim of melting through hordes of enemies, I'd say definitely. Even more so if slow starts and passiveness are what you don't like about those games and prefer to jump into action right away. This aspect is very well adjusted by the player here. If it's the story, characters, and the vibe of a game's lore that plays the first fiddle for the games you played, then you might not find what you enjoy here at the current state of the game. It's a work in progress though, so this might possibly change. For now though, the game is playable in early access and has the action features polished quite well. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button. Catch you in another one. Have a great day.